He's also imported. He's half Singaporean, he's half Filipino. Because he's a permanent resident already in Singapore. So that's why I call him half Singaporean, half Filipino. He's been in the community for almost 20 years now. He started in the community year 2000. And currently they're serving as the Kids for Christ coordinator, couple coordinator. And they're also part of the National Council, right? MCG, the Mission Core Group. He's actually very busy. He's one of the busiest missionaries I know. Just to give you a background, last week, he was in Malacca, giving talk with the same program. I wasn't expecting that he'd be here today, but I was surprised that they gave Brother Alain to us. So without much further ado, I give you Brother Alain Soto.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Brother Alain. So just to introduce a little bit of myself. So I am Brother Alain Soto. I am like parallelly good looking as Brother Ben. We will just differ in age. I won't say who's older. You just take who is that. Alright? So I give it to you. Respect the elder brother. Alright. So I am actually married with 4 children. They are in Singapore. Unfortunately, we were not able to. I was able to bring them here. They are 4, and it's on Sunday, so our helper is on off day. So even if we want to travel here all together, it's not possible. And if they are here, I will not be able to give a talk because my children will be running around. So we've been, as mentioned, in the community since the start of our married life. Later, I will tell you as well why this talk number 2 is very special to me. Because what we're going to talk about today, as a continuation of the talk, from God's love, we will talk about who is Jesus Christ. Now the problem is, we know Jesus Christ from textbook. But how deep do we really know Jesus? Do we have a personal relationship with Him? These are some questions that was not really in my mind when I was growing up. I was educated in a Catholic school, and you know, in the Philippines, Catholic school, they are conservative, especially when it's run by nuns. So you have to really study the prayers, but nothing really sunk into my mind. I only learned to pray properly because I am a bit philosophic because I was an activist also when I was growing up. I was always in the street doing the rallies instead of going to school. And I have this philosophy that, why will I pray? God knows already what I want. God is everywhere. If He's there, He's there. I don't care. Only to realize the importance of God when I met my wife. Why? Because my in-laws are against me. And I have to pray. Say, Lord, I really love that woman. My father-in-law don't like me. What to do? So we started to pray. And that's the time that I had a relationship with Mother Mary. Because I have to succumb unto my knees and ask for prayer, intercession through the Mother of Perpetual Help. So I started to learn how to pray the Novena. But all of these events, brothers and sisters, would not happen if something or somewhere during that time, an occasion had happened for me not to realize that I cannot exist without God. And that is true. If you are to examine your lives, looking back at your past life, meaning when you're younger, I am not saying that you're old, when you're a bit younger, we're not so young anymore, even I look like 20, but I'm already 21. So just 1 year difference. Huh? So we will see that we are so happy to the point that we realize that we don't need God. Yes or no? We know that there's God, but are we aware about the role of Jesus in our lives? No. So how deeply do we really need to know Him? Who is Jesus Christ? In countries like the Philippines, those devotees of countries like Europe last time, not anymore, Latin America, they really follow Jesus. Millions, brothers and sisters, claim that they are the follower of Christ. And there are people that have been martyred. They have sacrificed their lives to follow Jesus. Last April this year, I was sent by Singapore to go on a mission in India. I went to two places, Hyderabad and Chennai. Good thing I like Indian food. Very good. If not, I will not be able to, because it's almost a week. It's very spicy, right? But I love it. That's brother, I was saying, I am half Singaporean, half Filipino. Why? Because I am not really a Singaporean, but I love Singaporean food. And it's also tasty and spicy. So I learned how to eat spicy food. But my point is, when I was there, I realized and I learned that there was a state in India where Catholics are being oppressed. And one occasion, during a homily of the priest, being a first-hand witness of that situation, he said that he was assigned in that state. Those bandits ransacked the area, killed all Catholics, and there is one couple who was asked to renounce Jesus. Same like ISIS. If you know what happened in the ISIS, right? ISIS will ask you to renounce Jesus. The husband was asked, you have to choose Jesus or your wife. The husband chose the wife because the wife was pregnant, about to give birth. So they spared him. You know what the wife did when she was asked? Jesus or your husband? He said, I choose Jesus. Then that wife was chopped into pieces, including the baby. Ask me now, was the husband spared? No, he was killed as well. But my point is, even into the modern time, people are being martyred, or they are martyred because of their faith, because they follow Jesus. It is a true story because it was the priest who was the priest of the church that was telling them. But there was a great miracle because of sacrifice. When people are already running to the mountain, the bandits are chasing them. They're on top of the mountain because it's forest. The terrain is so bad. On top, it was sunny. Downhill, it was raining. It deterred or stopped the bandit from climbing as well because the miracle happened because of the sacrifice. So, my point is, when we follow Jesus, He will reward. There was a sacrifice, but He will protect His people. But we want to know more about Jesus. Of course, as Brother Men said, we have the Bible. It is the bestseller book of all times. You have Bibles at home, right? Do you open it? Or it accumulates dust? Open it and use it. Because when you use the Bible, you bless the home with the Word of God. Don't let it dust just like that. Because it's not a display. It is something that you have to be used and read. So that tells about the story of Jesus from the Bible. Jesus actually won us our salvation because He died for us to be saved. He restored our relationship with God. Remember earlier, Brother Ben had shown us Adam and Eve that had actually ripped the relationship. God is so persistent of trying to be with the people of God to the end that He has to send His Son and restore that relationship. And then He gave us a new, full life. But who is really Jesus? There are so many comparisons. There are so many different levels of comparison about who is Jesus really. But it is one that is very affirming. He is the Son of God. Is He an ordinary person? He is not. There are people that being compared to Him, like Buddha, Lao Tzu, Socrates, and other wise men. But they are not of the same level. Because Jesus is not just a religious person or a moral teacher. He is an extraordinary, and He is different from all. Yes or no? Yes, He is different. Why? Three things that we have to look into this scenario. Why will we say that He is an absolute unique figure in history? His coming is expected. In the Old Testament, it is already being mentioned in the book of Isaiah that a king will come. Did the Jews believe on Him that He is the Jesus, or that Jesus is the one that was being mentioned? No. Because the concept of the Jews then, the king that they're saying is the one with army that will battle, not like His character. But His coming is already pre-announced. It is also mentioned that a woman, a virgin, will bear a son, which will be our Savior or the Messiah. Next, our timeline was split. It's BC and then AD. By her mere appearance, the timeline was separated because AD means Anno Domini. BC means before Christ. Meaning, His bare existence on earth had chopped and split the timeline through His existence in this world. And lastly, He came to this world to die. When we were born, our parents did everything for us to grow up. When we're sick, we go to the doctor. And we are really, really sick, we will seek other option just to live. But He is brought to earth not to live long, only short span, right? Because He need to die after. Jesus is identified during that time as a young carpenter. Why? Because the parents, if your parents is a carpenter, they are assuming that you will be a carpenter as well. So if your parents are, or your father is a mason, as a son, you take on his craft. He's a young carpenter. He's a good preacher. But they are thinking, where is this wisdom coming from? Because of his being just a carpenter. He's a traveler, because he likes to go around. Jesus was crucified. During the time when you're crucified, you're considered doing a very great sin. But we know the story, right? He was crucified, but He has no sin. But that crucifixion could have been already forgotten. It's something like that. You have been hanged, or you have been given that penalty. People will try to remember you, but after all, you will be forgotten. But His case is different. He is the most honored, loved person that ever walked on earth. But He was like, He's very attractive. Like you and me. Don't say you're not attractive, brothers, sisters. We are all attractive. Especially, when you're looking at the mirror, you see yourself, you're so attractive. Because we are carrying the image of God. We may be in size and shape, like me. But we are special because we are created within the image of God. Same as Jesus Christ. Strong mind and body. Who can stand 40 days without eating? Fasting because he's trying to fight off the temptation of the devil. His mind is so strong, and his body and his will is down to earth and courageous. He's a magnetic leader. He's so good that when he just passed by the seashore, talked about Simon Peter and his brother to come with me and follow me. People just followed and become his disciple. A man of extraordinary authority. Who can ask someone, devil, get out of that, go to the swine, without authority coming from our God? He has that authority. He is sure of what his purpose. He knows very well that he will come here to save the people of God. But he is also human. Remember, he also get angry, especially when he went to the temple and saw that the people are making it as a market. He got angry. Experienced grief when he's asking the Lord, Lord, what is your intention? I'm so sad. Take this cup out of me. He experienced love. So he is very human in all aspects. That is why Jesus knows we human what we feel, because he wants become a human as well. And there is more to him. Jesus is worthy to be the center of our life. To tell you a bit of what I was telling, why this talk is very special to me. We are so blessed to join the Couples for Christ community just after our married life. So we got married because we've been boyfriend and girlfriend or engaged for 7 years and a half. So it's quite long. I think my wife is already kinatahan, no? Say, when are you going to marry me? And I was driving when she's asking me, I say, okay, I go to your mom and I will ask for your hand. Hand only, not everything. No, I'm just kidding. So, okay, we will go, I'll bring my mom and my dad, then we will try to settle the marriage. We are already that long, when we came into under the same roof, we realized that we are two different persons. That is why putting Christ in the center of our life was so important. We're joining CLP, she get angry, she throw away the plate, it get broken. What I did, I bought plastic plate. She throw away, nothing will be broken anymore. At least, what I say is, don't get angry. Jesus is in the center of our relationship. No, I'm just kidding, but my point is, we, rather than fighting, fix everything because we will pray together now as a couple. Any indifferences can be already settled because we will tell ourselves, what's the point of fighting? Jesus is in the center of our relationship now. If you get angry to me, you get angry to him. So if I get angry to you, I get angry to God. If I love you, he loves us. So let's just always love each other. Much better. So that prosper. And until now, 18 years had passed. We're still in the community. If we are not in the community, I don't think you will see me here standing. That's why, that's the importance of having a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. Is it difficult? Yes or no? Even the frog can say yes. So much more. We as people, as person. I have mentioned earlier that I don't have any personal relationship with Christ, even as a young adult. I find it so doctrinated that you have to memorize the prayers and everything. And philosophically, I am not into that. But I realize that in order for me to progress in my faith, I have to accept Jesus as my Lord and my Savior. Is it hard? No. It is our heart. The condition of our heart. How do we want to run our life? There are two choices that you can make. Life without Christ is a worldly life. You can do everything. Gossip. No? You can cheat. You can steal. But at the end of the day, are you happy? But life with Jesus, no matter hard, I tell you, brothers and sisters, after that, you'll feel fulfilled because you know Jesus will journey with you. Example, we live in Singapore. I have a big family. We are not really earning much. We're just trying to make ends meet. I know that God will and Jesus will take care of us. When I talk to Him and say, Lord, I only have, for example, just for graphical illustration, I only have $1 in my wallet. How will we survive? Simple. It could be a miracle. It could be a hand of God. It's not even payday. My salary will come in. Who did that? My boss? No. My company? No. It's God. Because you have already surrendered everything to Him. Thus, He is giving back to you. And that is a kind of relationship. The relationship that Jesus wants us to have with Him. Be open, call Him, surrender everything to Him. Because He is God. How do we know He is God? It's a perfect question. Because God, the Father, no one sees Him. Then here comes a person, born of a woman, grew up as an ordinary boy,